There's a saying that says the difference between something great and something good is attention to detail. Attention to detail truly could be the one thing that can make you make a difference. Attention to detail is not just a phrase. Attention to detail, it helped me become one of the most successful intelligent assets in the war against terrorism. Today, I don't want to only just take you through my world, but I also want you to think of the details that you could be missing in your process or everyday life. So buckle up.
Well, his talk was outstanding. It was very inspirational. It was thought-provoking. It got us to really start to appreciate some important aspects he talked about in our business environment relative to, well, his main theme was attention to detail, and that rings very true in what we do day to day in construction. But there was lots of parallels to safety, to quality, to the work we do in the built environment every day, how we run projects, how we communicate, how we treat our employees, how we serve our customers. So there's a lot of parallels in what he talked about that were relevant to our industry. So we'd like to maybe invite him back in the future to talk again. So he's really, really good. But it applies to our business in a lot of different ways, right? The core messaging around, how they communicated, how they solved problems live, real time. They were very nimble, very agile, and their approach to figuring out in a very stressful, difficult situation how to be successful. And basically, didn't even realizing at the time the context of what they were doing and how impactful it would be. But it also spoke, I guess, to the power of a young person. And so the future of our industry is really all about what we call YPs, young professionals. And so here's a guy that, when he was just really a teenager, was put into this incredibly stressful, very difficult environment, and thought on his feet and made all the right decisions, and as a result had an immense impact on the outcome of the war in Iraq. And so it just speaks to the power of youth.
You might think in your head and say, you know what does a spy would have to do with my business and company? And it's true, you're not fighting terrorists, but you are fighting to be in the top of your industry. You're fighting to be the best, and you have to believe in it.
It was outstanding, very inspirational, just a wonderful speaker and a true patriot. One of the things he talked about was that you have to look at each person's skills and then use those skills. And he's exactly right. Use their skills to the best of their ability and for the team. And I think we can use that.
That we were aware of every step. We knew that the danger was about 99%. And we had 1% chance into stopping something. But we had to work our best to get everything we got. My team members were not the best people. They were everyday Joes. They were not superheroes. Some of them did not know how to read and write. But I'll tell you one thing, each individual was applied to do the job that he was good at. And that would make the difference for me.
I thought Hamody was amazing. He was motivational, he was inspirational, he did a great job of connecting up our business mission and purpose to his story of overcoming. The fact that he was looking for an opportunity and looking for hope when hope presented his way tells us so much about. He was also very instructional, helping us and inspiring us to understand why and how the power of one makes a big difference in our lives and our businesses and in our journey through life. Highly recommended, recommending with enthusiasm.
Very similar, it becomes very difficult sometimes when you're stuck in the mud and you're going through stuff and you're faced with decisions that you don't want to make or don't necessarily enjoy making, but sometimes you just have to do it for what is right.
It was really impactful. You could tell by the way people were reacting in the room, the way people were hanging on every word, that they were completely engulfed in Hamody's story and were relating it to their own.
I didn't know the tools or the weapons I was using back then. But now when I look back at everything, I realize that attention to detail has changed the outcome of war and had changed the outcome for many. Bringing soldiers home who could have died was not an easy job. It was difficult. And no matter how difficult the process was, whether you're making a coffee at a restaurant, whether you're constructing a building, whether you're managing a project, whether you were fighting terrorism in the front line, your success depends on your attention to detail. Thank you.